ones. Gentlemen.
Anyway. All right, RJ Blakeney and Kieran Donohue. Start off with questions for RJ. We'll let him leave, and then David.
You guys played harder than you did against ULM, didn't you?
I agree.
Tell us about that.
We just had to fight. Coach talked to us at halftime and said, like, we just got to compete. Just have a sense of pride, try to get back into the league as much as we could.
Did it look and feel as intense as it actually was? I remember being a floor level little thing. I mean, even though you guys got into it, but it felt like it was really intense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was an intense game. Temperatures was flaring, all that. I mean, that's part of a rivalry game. So we embrace it. It was fun. Obviously we wanted to win, but at the end of the day, we competed, and that's all we asked for.
When you guys got it to within 11, with about 4 minutes to go, I mean, you're in the ball game with that. What's the mood going on at that point?
Can we get another stop? Can we possibly cut it to 8 or to 6? Try to really put pressure on them. But unfortunately, we couldn't. But at the end of the day, I love my guys. They fought and they tried their best. So.
Did they kind of come at you in waves? It just seemed like that when the rotation came in, all of a sudden you get close, and all of a sudden they just pull away. Did it kind of feel like that?
Yeah, they would hit shots, the threes. They would hit some tough shots. They would penetrate, kick out, getting a lot of uncontested threes. Those are tough. Those are backbreakers. So those are it's hard to recover from that.
How much are you guys trying to focus on the positive stretches like you had in the second half tonight?
Just continue to listen to coach. Just continue to run our stuff. Continue to play defense. Defense is what got us back in the game. And I feel like everybody was buying in and trying to do that. That's the only thing we could have did.
RJ, how do you avoid the slow start? How do you avoid falling in that big hole and then having to climb out?
Probably having that mentality that we had second half, I would say, coming out with energy, sense of pride, just continue to just fight. You got to play hard, give yourself a chance, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Does that help guys buy into what he's saying about the energy and the effort and all that?
Yeah, usually if you're playing hard and you're giving energy, then it's contagious. Everybody's buying in. Nobody's worrying about anything else but trying to the next play or your brother, your teammate, just playing hard for one another.
Else? Thanks, RJ.
Thank you, RJ.
Do you mind if I move the mics over?
I'll just move over.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Coach. Sorry.
Obviously, much better performance in the second half. Right, we asked them to compete better, and we did. We really battled. We really competed. Played very well together in the second half. Unfortunately, we had dug ourselves in too big of a hole in the first half. I thought we started the game playing very well, pretty well. For the first 5 or 6 minutes, and they sort of chipped away. We struggled to score. I thought we had some chances in the lane. We had some open looks on the perimeter that we just didn't knock down. But by and large, we were taking care of the ball and getting mostly good shots. And we just didn't take advantage of those opportunities enough. And so that little lead kind of grew. But we were battling, we were competing, we were defending. And then somewhere in there, the wheels definitely came off defensively. And no matter what defense we were playing, we weren't able to guard them in anything. And again, they went and shot whatever it was, extremely high percentage in the first half. They had an extremely high assist rate in the first half because our defense wasn't able to guard the ball well enough. And so whether it was the man, whether it was the zones, we couldn't contain the dribbler. The ball got to 6-7 feet, and then they had their pick, right? Whether it was kick out shots or, as especially there for a stretch, just dump down the big guys to finish. And again, so our inability to guard and really offer enough resistance, at the point of the attack, dug us in a hole, and we weren't able to keep scoring at the other end. And again, the energy factor and mentality of those things go hand in hand. Came out in the second half, we competed much better, we guarded much better, we played with more energy. We were the more aggressive team, and that led to us playing good offense. Again, we just have to find a way to adopt that mentality and be that team more often, and ideally be that team all the time.
What do you say to the guys at halftime?
It's just very simple. We it really wasn't much about X's and O's. It was about competing, right? We didn't compete well enough the latter part of that first half. It got hard, and we gave into it. So we had to battle back. We had to battle and fight and compete. What we asked them to do, what we challenged them to do. And to their credit, they responded and did that in the second half.
Why do they seem to be able to do that at 8 p.m. and not at 7 p.m.?
$1 million question. I think what we've seen, unfortunately, too often throughout our season is, whether it's 8 p.m., whether it's 7 p.m., or whatever it is, like it's just in stretches. It's not. We haven't found the way to sustain it. And that's our challenge. We have to find a way to sustain playing good basketball longer. Challenge for us at practice. Find a way to sustain good basketball longer. It's a challenge in the games. There's a carryover for sure.
I think to some degree it might be composure, because I remember one point yelling out, "Stop playing hero ball." Like they
Well, I don't think I yelled that out.
or somebody yelled out.
So, yeah, I'm sure there were a lot of people
Yeah.
yelling it out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I'm asking them to move the ball and share the ball and move themselves. We do that at times through set offense and set plays, but there's times players have to make plays, right? We come down, it's a transition situation, you don't get to the rim. But, we're not always backing it out and running a play, right? So there's unscripted play. When we get to that, at times good, at other times it's not, and it's very stagnant. And when it gets stagnant, we just don't play very well. And so, yeah, what I'm asking them to do is move. I mean, what I'm repeatedly saying is move the ball, move ourselves. That's what we have to do more.
What's the challenge of, so you just played one of the top teams in the Sun Belt, if not the top team. Then you have to turn around and come back on Saturday and play a team that's near the bottom. What's the challenge of?
I think it's an opportunity, right? No matter who we play, it's an opportunity for us to compete. It's an opportunity for us to improve. It's an opportunity for us to perform well. And if we do those things, then we put ourselves in position to be successful. And that's what we have to do, right? Just every day we have to. Again, I know I'm repeating myself. That's what we have to do. We have to come in and be very focused every time we step on the court, whether we're practicing, whether we're playing against anyone, and we have to embrace that opportunity to play and to compete and to get better.
Coach, has anybody stepped forward and established themselves as that voice on this team that'll speak up and the guys will listen?
I think some guys are trying for sure, right? It's hard. It's a challenging situation, right? It's been a challenging season. The results haven't been what we wanted. Our guys in the locker room are sticking together. They're trying. There's room for improvement in a lot of areas.
It's clear that you and the staff are pulling some different levers, trying some different things tonight. Emo started the second half as well. We saw Leroy a lot more tonight. Can you talk a little bit about both of those?
Yeah, I think Leroy gave us great minutes. I thought Leroy was very effective, right? His size was a factor, right? We're small, and at times that helps us, right? But his Leroy plays very, very hard all the time. And his length, especially, right? He's not the heaviest guy, but his length was a factor at the rim, and that gave us a big lift. And then at the other end on offense, right? He moved. Not the most athletic guys, but he moved with urgency. He went after offensive rebounds. He kept things alive. Leroy has a great skill, and that is that he doesn't try to do things that he's not good at. That is a great skill. Plays very hard, and he's very coachable, and he does things. He tries to do the things he's good at, and he tries not to do the things that he's not aren't to his strengths. We have to find a way to utilize him better. Maybe that's utilize him more. Some nights it's an easier matchup for him. Right? There's some games that it's a really tough matchup for him. If he has to guard guys on the perimeter. Tonight was a night that was a good matchup for him, and he responded and he gave us very good minutes.
What are you thinking? What's going through your mind when you guys cut it to 11 before the last under 4?
Yeah, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. Keep making stops, right? And, get another stop, get another bucket. Keep doing what we've done to get here, right? Don't change, right? We're heading in the right direction. We're moving there. Just the next play, keep doing what we did to get here. Take great shots. Take care of the ball. Get a great shot. Be very good defensively and find a way to get the rebounds. Just do the things that we did all second half. Do the things that we did all second half to chip into that lead, to give us the momentum. Keep doing that and keep working, right? And making some big shots. We didn't finish. Costly turnover too. We weren't able to close that gap anymore. But we were coming.
How much, in a difficult season, how much do stretches like that kind of keep you going? Is it like a bad round of golf where you hit one great shot and that keeps you coming back the next day? Like it's there somewhere?
No, I think so. I know it does for me, right? It's in there, right? We can do it. We've shown flashes. We got to find a way to do it more consistently. For me personally, it's the chance to be out here competing. It's a chance to play another game. It's a chance to do this. It's a chance to come in and practice again tomorrow. But again, we're trying to reinforce to the players. Again, what do we look like? What does it feel like when we're playing well at both ends of the floor? And it's very different than when we're not playing well. So we have to find a way to be that team more often.
Coach, we've talked a lot about the ball getting stuck this season for periods of time. And tonight I noticed that when that happened, there wasn't much movement on the off ball. Do you think one precludes the other, or is it happening simultaneously?
I would say they're all connected, right? And that's something we've been trying to get better at since day one, over the summer, through September, through October, like those preseason workouts before we start playing, right? When we're allowed to work together as a team. There's no question about it. Both of those things happen at the same time. We get stuck dribbling it sometimes, and we get stuck watching the guy dribble it. And we're working on it and trying to get better at it and spending a lot of time talking about it and showing it and practicing it. Got to find a way to apply it better in live game situations.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.